Now, there is no doubt about it that many different actors and actresses out there like George Clooney, Julia Roberts, Robert De Niro, and even television hosts like Jimmy Kimmel are among the most insufferable personalities within Hollywood, within the film industry, and those that support the media like CNN, MSNBC, ABC, and we already know that there are those like George Clooney that continue to double down on their overall agenda, their overall ideology, especially after taking a little bit of a break on really spewing such nonsense. Well, George Clooney is at it yet again in light of everything happening right now with the new presidency and everything else going on with the United States, and how there are so many actors right now coping with the fact that this is reality. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. You can also follow me at Mike01. I thank you also very much for the great and kind support. Now, I've expressed my overall criticism of George Clooney. I was never really a fan of the guy, but I really did lose a lot of respect for him, and I mean a lot of respect for him months and months ago, where he really engaged in politics to a whole different degree that we have never seen before from any other actor out there before. Now, we know that George Clooney says some of the most ridiculous things out there, and he continues to do so yet again when it comes to really acting like he is coping with the fact that there is no escape for him as an actor right now. He really lost millions upon millions of fans. A lot of studios are dropping him one by one like flies. And this is where it only gets worse. So let's get into this, shall we? Now, one thing about George Clooney is that he is very good friends with Julia Roberts. We already know that. They are ones that share the same exact, overall agenda, their overall ideology that they're trying to throw into society. However, with those like George Clooney and Julia Roberts still coping with the fact that the majority of the American citizens decided to not listen to actors over politics, Clooney is now beginning to double down on his ideology in every way possible in a desperate move to win back some of his lost fans. Now, Clooney recently delivered the following that only made matters worse for himself. I think what we all witnessed on November the 5th was not only a tragedy to the health of the United States, but to the missed opportunities that could have put our country in a better place. We are now dealing with a man that wants to sit like a king and to make endless executive orders. It's unacceptable and nobody should stand for it. A valuable and respectful president would never dare sign the amount of executive orders that Donald Trump made. It just really shows signs of desperation and imbalance within our own government. It's very important for the American people to not fall for the lies coming from not just him, but also from those like Elon Musk. The American people deserve better than half-truths and terrible lies. It's an awful thought that, of course, that there are so many that out there that believe, so many are falling for such false promises. Promises that will never be made or come to fruition. And mark my words, most of his talking points that he presented over the course of the past 8 months or so will never see the light of day. I just think the American people can't rely on opinions coming from their flawed inner social circle, that for the most part are biased by the media, the specific media that serves as an echo chamber for those like Mr. Trump and Elon Musk. My great friend Julia Roberts had defended me through and through on my points that I feel needed to be made to the American people. As actors, we should be respected. There is this childish trend of not trusting actors anymore and their political beliefs. It's unacceptable and it's un-American. We need to unite and hope that in a couple of years we will take our country back, that we will go back to normalcy. It's about time that we wake up and make up for lost time. I ask everyone to trust public figures and personalities that have to go by a series of rules, unlike the new age media that is not to be trusted. So guys, before I move on, we obviously see that George Clooney is getting very out of place, getting very upset over the fact that people are leaving the media in droves, alright? People do not trust media outlets out there like CNN, MSNBC, ABC, and among others. They are moving on to new age media, right? Things like X or various other podcasts out there like Joe Rogan, for example. They are trusting that over things like CNN and MSNBC. I mean, that's just a given fact right now. There's no changing that. It's like this trajectory that cannot be stopped. And so George Clooney is trying to basically use his own words to kind of use it as a way to stop or at least slow down that process. And look, this is not going to help his career. This is not going to help him win back fans. I think that people have made up their minds already that they don't want to listen to actors and or actresses that engage into politics and really just believe that what they say is going to change anything. And that's why a lot of Americans have a lot of problems right now with actors, actresses, musicians, directors, writers, producers, is that they basically feel or believe that their platform, or how they establish themselves as creatives or those within the film industry, that they believe that they could just use that as a political platform. It's not going to work, and people aren't really standing for it anymore. And George Clooney just can't seem to get that right. He really can't seem to understand that correctly. And this is exactly why so many of these actors are throwing themselves into a hole, into a deeper hole that they just can't climb out of right now. And you know what? Rightfully so. They deserve every bit of it at this point, because they are just deliberately doing this at this point. They really don't care about losing fans. They don't care about losing their loyal followers. This is all what he calls destructive behavior. This is absolute destructive behavior. But moving on, the traditional, what they call legacy media, he says, like MSNBC, ABC, and CNN, are the ones to be respected who tell the truth to the people. It's something that they deserve. We must respect the media at all costs because they are a reasonable voice. We can't rely on new age media like X, or whatever it's called now, and other various popular podcasts out there. It belongs on radio. It belongs on television. And actors like us to deliver the truth of what's happening to our country, which is now in decline over President Trump and his destructive behavior with tariffs, tax cuts, and more that are going to put us under for decades. It's time the American people wake up and embrace true common sense to better themselves and to better others, especially those that come from other countries as well. So again, George Clooney, I think at this point, he doesn't really care anymore what he says. He knows that he's in, this stuck place where nobody's going to accept him anymore. So many people have given up on actors. They don't care what they have to say. And Ricky Gervais said it perfectly that you do your job. You are an actor, just act. Do not engage in politics. Period. The end. And that's how it should be. If you're a politician, you engage in politics. If you're an actor, engage in acting or making a movie or making a television show, whatever it may be. Stay in your lane. That's what it really is all about. And so George Clooney is not getting the memo here, either inadvertently or knowingly. We all know that George Clooney is another insufferable actor out there that is losing roles, and for the right reasons, by the way, because a lot of studios within Hollywood are really now beginning to understand that it's not profitable to hire these actors that are basically activists. This is why I like to call them activists, by the way. They are basically actors in disguise, but they use their platform as a way to serve activism. But overall, this is a very big problem among many different actors out there. I think that they do need help. I think that they do need a lot of help to really kind of become mentally stable at this point. But overall, I would like to hear what you all have to say about this point. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys later.